only reason that guy was hired is because he has the same waistline and the same shoe size as the guy who's quitting the show. That's it.
And at one point, Sir Richard Attenborough offered Sir Anthony Hopkins the role of Gandhi. When
What?
Hopkins,
Like,
What are you talking about? I killed them. They're women and children, yes. That's what was horrific to me. It was like,
right?
oh,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host, Daniel. Joining me, as always, is James and Steven. Fellas, how we doing today?
hmm.
luckily, I have power since the storms hit
Are we, I must say,
yesterday.
are we feeling kind of hot right now? It's 95
Yeah.
where I'm at right now.
Yeesh.
It's 81 in my bedroom, so I'm trying to get this podcast done so I can go back downstairs and not feel like I'm in a sauna. It's like my bedroom always is hot during the day, but at least by the time I go to bed, it's cooled down to like bearable. Um, just like the heat that Gandhi dealt with, kind of a good transition. So this week we are doing the 1983 winner Gandhi. And so without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in. So Gandhi was released on December 3rd, 1982. I messed up and didn't finish the stars of the movie. Let me pull that up real quick. I just realized that I meant to do it and I didn't do it. Um, Obviously, the most important one is Ben Kingsley as Gandhi. I know Martin Sheen is in this too, right? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
We got John, is it Gil Gould? I don't know,
Gilgood. John
as
Gilgood.
Lord Irwin, Rashawn Seth as Pandit. And then we've got Martin Sheen as Walker. And there's others, but apologies, guys. I usually have that ready, but for whatever reason, I didn't finish filling it out, so forgive me on that one. This budget was 22 million, and I can totally see why, because he had so many extras. Like this has to be like almost as many extras as Ben Hur. I feel like a bajillion extras. Good lord. Or just the population of India, they're the same. They 8 billion. It grossed 127 million. 11 nominations and actually won 8 of them, which is crazy. That's a crazy ratio. But it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Ben Kingsley, Best Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, and Best Film Editing. And we're breaking our streak here because it is not on the registry of Congress. So we're back. We should have like a sign that says like zero, how many days the last accident, how many days to our last non-Library of Congress movie. But anyway, now we're going to step into the summary, and Stephen's going to give us a summary of the movie, and then we will dive right in. So, Stephen, take it away.
Okay. Gandhi tells the story of Mahatma Gandhi, obviously, from his early experiences with racial discrimination in South Africa to his leadership of India's non-violent struggle to gain independence from British rule. The film follows Gandhi as he develops his philosophy of peaceful, non-violent resistance, which inspires billions to join the movement in boycotts, marches, and civil disobedience campaigns. Despite imprisonment, political opposition, and outbreaks of violence, Gandhi remains committed to nonviolence and religious tolerance. Pardon me. As India moves closer to independence, tensions between Hindus and Muslims lead to the division of India into India and Pakistan, causing widespread bloodshed. which Gandhi ends by fasting to the point of his own coming to near death as he calls for an end to the violence. The film begins and ends with Gandhi's assassination in 1948 by a Hindu extremist and highlights the lasting impact of his message of peaceful protest around the world. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stephen. I know it's a 3-hour movie is hard to sum up, and
Yeah, really.
You did a good job. Thank you on that one. All right, so now we're going to dive into what was going on during that year. So the year, obviously, 1982. Some fun facts. This is not a fun one, but in January, Ozzy Osbourne bites the head off of a bat, which is kind of now infamous. Like I feel like everybody knows that now.
Started Coke.
For all you sports fans out there, freshman Michael Jordan wins the NCAA championship for North Carolina, or Chicago fans eventually. In April, Jane Fonda's first workout tape is released.
Do you have your shoes
Wow.
on? Ready to work out?
Workout tape by Fonda. In June, E.T. was released, which we'll get into. Should it have won versus Gandhi? We'll talk about it later. Sadly, in August, we did lose Ingrid Bergman on her birthday. And then, even more sad, in September, Grace Kelly died in a car crash.
Oh, wow.
Y'all know that's my girl. In September, we had the Chicago-related thing. We had the first 3 victims of the Tylenol murders had happened. In October, randomly, John DeLorean was arrested with on a $24 million cocaine deal.
Dang.
Back to the Future was really good to him. No, I'm just playing. In November, the Vietnam Monument was dedicated, and then which is a great monument if anybody hasn't been there. And then in December, we had the first execution by lethal injection. So kind
Joan
of
Rivers always says that. Joan Rivers says that DeLorean knew he was guilty because the horn on his car didn't go beep beep, it went toot toot.
I don't. Oh, that's fun. Thank you. Sorry, that's funny. That's a good joke. Sorry, that's funny.
And my professor in college told us, it was my introduction to psych, because this was 90. I went to college in 90. 89. Tells you how old I am. But DeLorean's defense attorneys, which he got off for that.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yes, he got off with the cocaine charges because they stacked they asked one question to the jury. The one question was, do you subscribe to any magazines? And if so, what are the titles? Because they found a direct correlation between people who subscribed to auto magazines and people who thought DeLorean was innocent.
Wow.
That's how they got him off.
That's crazy.
There you go. So they're like,
if the magazine subscription doesn't fit, you must have quit.
You must.
All right, y'all. Hit me with those fun facts for this week. Let's see. Give them to me. Pow, pow, pow.
I have to start with this one because it just made me laugh so hard. So after the plans of the film were announced, the director, Sir Richard Attenborough, held a press conference in Delhi for the Indian media, and there was a lot of concern about how Gandhi was going to be, viewed in the movie because he is a virtual deity to the people in India. One female journalist seriously suggested that Gandhi should be only shown on film as a brilliant speck of white light on the screen. The exasperated Attenborough snapped back, "Madam, I'm not making a film about bloody Tinkerbell," which I thought was pretty funny. So
that's a good comeback. That's funny.
Tinkerbell. Go ahead, James. What do you got?
I mean, he's probably as tall as Tinkerbell, but
mine has to do with parental burn. So this movie was in development for a very long time. It took about 20 years for this to get made.
Wow.
And at one point, Sir Richard Attenborough offered Sir Anthony Hopkins the role of Gandhi. When Hopkins, yeah, it gets better. So Anthony Hopkins as Gandhi. So, at that time, I think it was in the 60s at that time.
Yeah.
But Hopkins called his father to tell him the news. His father responded, "Oh, it's a comedy then, is it?"
No.
Best parental burn ever.
That's funny.
I forget whatever the actor was who did who did the whole audition. It was a white actor who did the audition in a diaper and put dark body makeup all over his body to audition for it. I mean, so
Yeah.
many British actors
He would be
audition
canceled nowadays.
in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, you know.
I'm too white to be Gandhi. I like a ghost, so I think I'm good in that regard.
Ben Kingsley looked so much like Mahatma Gandhi. Many natives thought it to be Gandhi's ghost.
It is kind of crazy, like once you kind of get into the movie, like how much he looked like. You're like, oh my god, like
Yeah, he
because
really
at
does.
first he has the hair, but then like once you kind of get used to him with no hair and like the shawl, like you're like, wow.
Great.
And Ben Kingsley's part Indian and part British, so
Hindu.
it like so
There
it's
you
and
go.
it's like I mean I'm glad that it's like they're giving like a representation. Um,
My other favorite funny thing is that Attenborough sensed that the estimated 300,000 extras at the funeral scene
see,
were becoming restless. So he turned to his assistant director, David Tomlin, and said, David, I think the crowd should spend more time contemplating Gandhi's life and what his death means to India at this moment. So Tomlin stood up and bellowed into his megaphone, right, listen up. Gandhi's dead. You're all sad. Okay, roll camera. That was it. That was
could you
funny.
imagine like nowadays? Like I guarantee you, like 37 rows deep, someone's like on Instagram scrolling while they're waiting for like
Of
this thing,
course.
like yeah, pulling out a Game Boy, like while there's like just could you make no like God, that'd be hilarious. I guarantee that's such funny, and
Losers.
I bet if you like looked long enough, I bet you could find people making faces or whatever. Like people always extras always do stupid stuff like that, and sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
get caught because they don't. No, but there's some good facts. Yeah, I knew it was a ton of extras. I didn't know it was that many. That's
300,000.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like a
Crazy.
100,000 were paid some small token amount, and then 200,000 were volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanting to be
They
there.
shot it at like some event
I
or
think I would do it.
whatever.
I
So
mean, I would do
Mhm.
it. Say, hey, you're in a movie. That's kind of cool. And especially
Right.
if you're from that region, if like, especially if you're Hindu, even like, you know what I mean? You're going to
Mhm.
be even more like, it's like saying like, you being as a, being like, oh, I'm one of the 5,000 on the Jesus feeding them, like that type of thing. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and dive into the movie. This is a movie that none of us had seen before, correct?
Correct.
So we
nope.
were one of the rare times. I don't think there's been but maybe like one or two other times where we haven't all seen the movie. So it's kind of exciting. So James, I'll start with you. What were your initial thoughts heading into the movie, and did you have any expectations?
No expectations whatsoever. I did not know this film existed before you told me about it on the wheel. And then I was like, oh my God, I
The
don't
wheel
want a depressing,
enlightens you.
yeah,
Really?
I don't want a depressing 3-hour movie. For the love
We've
of
had
God,
we've
please
had a
don't be
lot of
depressing.
those.
So
Stephen,
that
what
was my
about
initial thoughts.
Stephen?
I
What
didn't.
about you?
I knew it was Life of Gandhi. I knew nothing about his life. So I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, I'm in the same, but I'm
Mhm.
kind of in the middle ground. You guys, like, I kind of put it in the same category as like Last Emperor, where I was like, I'll probably like it, but I'm not jumping for joy to watch it. But we'll talk later, obviously, what the final outcome was. But awesome. Well, then let's go ahead and do a little deep dive into it. First thing I wanted to bring up, and it's similar, I think. I don't know if it was Stephen or James had mentioned about the no, it was Stephen had mentioned about the white light or whatever. How do you guys were you guys surprised by how they portrayed him? Like apparently historically it's very accurate, but I mean, even James had asked me how did he treat his wife before he started watching it because I watched it before him. So were you guys surprised at all that they kind of showed like some of the not so good side of him, so to speak?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they
I
did. He
mean,
can't be just a martyr. He can't just be this perfect person because he wasn't. It couldn't have been. You know.
I think if they made him like they didn't show some of like the uncomfortableness about like how he treated his wife, how he viewed certain groups of people and all that stuff, that if he didn't, if it wasn't shown that like that Gandhi was like this perfect person, I think it would have undermined the movie and it would just been pure propaganda.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that he is not perfect gives it to me give to me makes me respect him more. It's like
Mm.
it just shows you that like even though he's this whatever you want to call him, he still makes mistakes. He still messes up. He still does. So it kind of gives me encouragement and hope that like if Gandhi's not perfect, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like I can I can mess up too. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I just really, I'm similar to you guys. I appreciate that they sort of, because usually with biopics or biopics, however you want to say it, sometimes you don't know what direction they're going to take. So I'm very thankful that they showed the good and the bad and the ugly.
Mhm.
That's fine. Um,
Mm.
Mm.
so do you guys like how the movie started with the assassination, or do you prefer that it would have just started like normal, like what it did with him on the train?
I mean, spoilers, like I didn't know God no. Like Gandhi was assassinated, no. But
You
like
didn't
no,
know
seriously,
that?
I did.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
I did know
okay,
that. I was making a joke, but
okay.
like it's
I
like
did.
such like this big
Oh,
event.
you didn't?
Yep, I didn't. I knew nothing about this man's life.
So about that was a
I'm not.
shock for you then. Like you're like, wait a minute, what?
Well, no, I kind of liked it because it set me up to know that.
You're kind of
Okay.
looking for like what did he say or do that made someone
Well,
be
I don't think
extreme,
that.
right?
No, I'm just saying. I knew when he's fasting, he's not going to die. So I kind of knew that. I knew it was going to be
Fair
okay. I
enough.
kind
I see what
of
you're
like
saying.
that, So well, he's not going to die here. I don't know. That's made it a little bit easier to watch that way for me. Mm,
I
I
mean,
Go ahead, James. Sorry.
it starts off the movie pretty epically. Like
mm,
it does set the tone that this is going to be I
mhm.
hate to say it, bioepic, but like
Yeah, right.
I think it just has a good tone.
I at first was taken aback by it, but then I did like it because similar to what Steven said, but sort of different. I liked it because it sort of like trained my brain to be like, okay, this man is preaching peace. What is he saying that someone misconstrued, which we still deal with today, where people read it wrongly or think someone's saying something they're not, that would force him to kill this guy. So when I was trying to watch the movie, I was trying to think, okay, if I'm not Hindu, is what he's saying, is this controversial? What I don't know. I
But
just
Hindu,
tried to connect the
but Hindu
dots a little
killed him.
bit too.
Hindu killed him.
I know
So
that's what I'm saying though, but he was like a far extremist. So I was trying to like I didn't know that time. I didn't like I knew he was assassinated, but I didn't know who assassinated him. So I didn't know if
mm.
it was going to be an extremist or it was going to be a Pakistani. I didn't know who it was going to be. So I was just kind of interested in that one. But no, I end up liking it too. I agree with you guys. Um, how do we feel about Ben Kingsley's role? I don't really know him in much stuff. Steven, you probably know him in more, and James, you may do. But what did you guys think of him at first I was kind of like who, but then the more I watched it, the more I was like wow. But anyway, I want to give you guys the floor. What is y'all's take on it?
He deserves the Academy Award. I know. I haven't even looked at who else was up. I think Dustin Hoffman was up for Tootsie, a performance I love and have watched a billion times, which I think is brilliant. This beats it.
Wow.
This beats it. I mean,
It's
this is
crazy how much you
it's
like
good. It's really, really, really good. Really powerful performance. You
I agree
know,
100%.
I mean, he knocked it out of the park. Like it's like you look at a picture of him and Gandhi,
It's
like
crazy.
historically, it's like crazy how close they look.
I
I
think
was like,
actors get this kind of an opportunity, whether they be movie actors, theater actors, television. You get this opportunity one time in your career if you're
Mm.
lucky. If you're lucky, that the role and your abilities and your look all come together
Just like
into
that
one
perfect
moment.
storm, basically.
I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I know this guy, and I have to look for it. Because a lot of times, I mean, there was a tour that came by here of Ragtime, a show I can't stand. And just so I don't know why. It just won the Tony again last Sunday, but whatever. Stupid. Just, I don't know. But I had a
that's like really
friend who I
cool.
was doing a show with, and it was a friend who was auditioning for it. I auditioned for it. They were looking for replacements when the show came back through town. I auditioned. He auditioned. He got a role. I didn't. I was very upset about it. And so a friend of mine was working on costumes on the show, right? He was doing a dress. He was a dresser. So sometimes they come into town, they need dressers for the show. So they'll hire dressers to come in so they don't have to bring a dresser with them on tour. So just
Mm.
hire a dresser in town. So he was talking to me. He said, Stephen, why are you upset about this? I was like, well, I didn't have the ability. I didn't have the talent. He goes, the only reason that guy was hired is because he has the same waistline and the same shoe size as the guy who's quitting the show. That's it. He fits the pants. He fits the shoes. That's it. They don't care if he can sing. He fits the costume.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
like
I don't know
that's what.
which is worse, like getting the gig and finding out it's just because you fit the, or actually like not getting it but being way
No,
more talented than the other
no.
guy.
I mean,
You were
really.
a body hire.
I mean, a lot of times. I mean, so poor little girls who played Annie. If you went above a certain height, you're out. I don't care how good
Wow.
you are. I don't care how out McCardle you are. Sarah Jessica Parker knew. She goes, the minute I get above this height, I'm out. The next girl will take it over.
Wow.
So that's the thing. You can't be this high. You cannot be this high to this right. But so this for this role to have, if Ben Kingsley was too tall, you know, if he was heavy set and couldn't lose the weight,
Yeah, that's a good point.
but this is the one amalgam of role to character. Boom. It just fits.
It's like I was looking up his biography because I'm like, I know him somewhere. And I couldn't put my finger on where I know. And this is not giving him credit. But it's like I know Ben, I was introduced to Ben Kingsley because he plays Trevor in Iron Man, which is like a stupid, like hippie character. And like where he carries like a fur ball
He's,
around.
well,
And
he's
it's
playing.
like
He's playing the Iron Man 3 or something like that.
yeah,
Iron
Trevor
Man 2.
Slattery, and I think he's also like in the show, like in the Golden Rings one, the guy in the Golden Ring, whatever his name, Shang Chi or whatever. But no, like Steven, I agree. Like going into this, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like a white guy because I never really looked at Ben Kingsley that closely. But yeah, I tell you, whenever they did like the newspaper clipping and it was in black and white, I was like, I paused and I'm like, is this Ben Kingsley or is this actually
No,
a real newspaper of Gandhi? Like I didn't know. Like I still don't know. Like if you know in the comments, let me know. Like
no.
I just couldn't know. It was fantastic. James, anything you want to add to it? I know we kind of touched base on most of it, but
I had an intrusive thought. I'm like, if they got an actor to play and that was heavy set playing Gandhi, that would not work.
no.
I just had an intrusive thought.
That would be set in Indiana, not India.
Like he was on his hunger strike and he
And
was like 250 pounds. Like, no, that's not working.
it would be the Ozempic strike now.
When
In
I
2020.
played Whizzer in Falsettos, a character who dies of AIDS, and the bitchy little boy who was 13 years old, who was obviously gay and knew it, would come up to me and he would be skinny little bitch, would be eating like a donut and go, "You have to look like you're wasting away of AIDS. How are they gonna make that happen?" And just
Oh
eat it
my
like, oh
God.
yeah, 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 yeah. I was like,
But then he have an accident.
oh yeah, you're a dead woman. You're a dead woman.
Steven, is that top or bottom activity when someone's that much
That's
of a
bitchy activity. That's what that is. Yeah, she's dead now.
Um,
She's
you
dead
heard
now.
it
She didn't live very long.
you heard it
But
here
yeah.
first. Yeah, yeah. She
Happy Pride, everybody.
let's go
But
ahead
yeah,
and reenact Phantom of the Opera and have the pillar fall on you. Let's
yeah,
go ahead and
yeah.
be
Here, sit right here, honey. Sit right here. No, this chair. No, that's the one. Okay, thanks. Just no. It's a better chair.
um I'm gonna
Bitch.
butcher this name, so I apologize in advance. But did you? I know, Steven, you said you didn't know much about him. I didn't know much about Gandhi either, but I also didn't know about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, where
Didn't know
the
so.
where the troops lined them up and shot like 1,700 civilians. That is so crazy. Even though, like, I know they probably didn't view them as like real people because
Mm-hmm.
to me it felt very similar to
the
like slavery.
British.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was insane. I was like, my mouth was wide open. I could not.
Mm-hmm.
And then people jumping in that well. That's probably a 40-foot drop into that well. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they stood a better chance of breaking their leg. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. What did you like? Did you
Mm-hmm.
A, did you
Yep.
guys know about it? And B, like, what was your thoughts watching that scene?
Didn't know much about it at all. No. It was
I
horrific. I think
Yeah.
what's more effective was the scene afterwards, where the general is being sort of like,
He's like trying to defend. He's like being like, and yeah, it's like he had a
no, I
cup of
killed the
coffee.
people.
It's
Yeah.
like,
No, what are you talking about? I killed them. They're women and children. Yes, that's what was horrific to me. It was like,
right?
oh, God, give me a break.
if you could have gotten the machine gun into the
Oh yeah.
area, would
Oh,
you
I would
use
have
that?
killed
Like,
more.
yeah,
Oh yeah, of course.
one more.
Yeah.
Like, that's such cold. I knew about it from a historical context as reading,
Nice.
like when you read about Gandhi's like history when you have to take world history class or whatever. Like I read it, but that did, like it doesn't
Didn't
process
do
like
anything.
that
Doesn't say.
horribleness of what it is. You just knew
Crazy.
terrible thing that the British did back then.
What's that guy? Who's that guy who was on radio? God, oh God, conservative.
Rush
Um,
Limbaugh.
Rush
no,
Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh. Yes, Rush Limbaugh used to say that for war is about killing people and breaking things, and that's your goal: killing people, breaking things. A very diluted idea, not diluted, but diluted idea of what war is, and this shows it straight up. You're killing people, and
Hmm.
these are innocent people who
And
are
then you're also
just.
trying to break their spirits. So you're even like that, Yeah, no, I couldn't believe it when I was like I said, I just was like, what? Like, this is
Hard,
crazy.
hard.
Okay, so we've obviously experienced in our lifetimes a lot of violent protests, with the Black Lives Matter route, whatever you want to say it. Some of we're all from Chicago. Whenever that police officer stabbed whatever the kid, I don't remember who it was now, shot the kid who was trying to stab him. They all sent me and this was me and Steven working together at the
We're all sent home.
Hancock. They sent us home because they thought it was going to be a riot because the guy was found guilty. Which
And
I think body
mhm.
cam footage justified it because the kid was attacking him with a knife, whatever. And then we've also seen historically the peaceful protests, like Martin Luther King Jr. is the first person that comes to our mind as Americans, I would assume, and then obviously Gandhi was a similar thing. So, in y'all's opinion, what do you think? This is a loaded question, but what do you think is more successful, peaceful or violent? And I guess I can
Peaceful.
start. I'll start.
Go ahead.
So I think it's peaceful, and part of it is because growing up in the South, we have a very famous restaurant, and
Mm,
there was a junior college called Friendship College back in the 50s and 60s, and they became known as the Friendship Eight. They were one of the first people to go to a
mhm.
diner and refuse to leave.
Yeah.
And so they would never leave. And then when they would whenever they get arrested, they would say jail, no bail. So then they had to feed them 3 times a day. And that
Mhm.
eventually bankrupted the police or whatever. So they released them because they realized the charges were stupid. And to me, that to this day has had a bigger impact than insert whatever violent protest you want. That's just
Mhm.
my opinion because we'll get to later what Gandhi says about an eye for an eye. I think that
Mhm.
quote is fantastic. But what do y'all think? Because like I said, for me, it's peaceful. Stephen, you were saying peaceful. You want to
Peaceful.
elaborate further?
I mean, period. All you do, and we see this in the movie when you have Pakistan versus India. All you do when you hurt people, when you go for your revenge. I mean, I hate to sound. I know this is going to sound. You'll laugh at this. What is it? Revenge is a dish best served cold. I only know that because they say Klingons say it in Star Trek. But to 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 work on those, to give in to those brutal forces. And I'll say this: if someone had broken in on my mother and killed her when she was alive, I would have found those sons of bitches and killed them with a knife.
Right? Like
I would have done it myself.
I see both sides. I
I
really do.
understand the errors, but it all it does, if I kill that person's family is going to come after me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't end. Violence
Yeah.
never ends.
Yeah.
But as Gandhi says so well, if we don't give into it and we die from this, we didn't give into it. We're still pure. Or we've been killed by this horrible violence, but we didn't give into this. It
Mm.
makes us better, and it shows how vicious they are. So to me, it's just. I mean, I was there when Obama won his first term election in the park in Grant Park. I was there because I'd given him
Me
$5.
too.
Oh, really? And all I could think is I got back because I left my stuff at my office. I was walking back to my office down Michigan Avenue, and all I could think as I walked down Michigan because there was no cars in Michigan. It was just a street. You could walk down literally in Michigan Avenue. People were everywhere, and all I could think as I walked back was, if this had gone the other way, this is the last place I would want to be in this city. Is Grant Park shoved in with people like
Like
this?
sardines.
That was the last place I would want to be because that would have been a dangerous, dangerous place. I also remember that there was a car. I watched a car drive by this way. I don't know who is that. It was Oprah. Oprah drove in, and then they showed her on the big. Do you remember this, James? They showed her on the big screen, and she's like hanging on some white guy, and the people around
James
me
was
went,
12. He doesn't remember this.
and
No,
the
I
people
was
around,
like 18.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm
and the
just
people
playing.
behind me were like, "Who's that white guy?" Oprah. I was like, "She doesn't know him.
The
Are you
Stedman,
kidding?"
whatever his
She's
name
just
is.
waiting on some white guy. It's Oprah. She owns everybody. What do you mean there's not a white? Come on, he's nobody.
Yeah.
She's like right there.
That
This poor
that
white
was
guy's
Ben
like, get
Kingsley.
off me, you big fat, whatever. But yeah,
Um.
bring your friend hither.
So, what did you guys think about that "eye for an eye makes the world blind" quote? I don't. I know he's not the first one to say that, right? I think Jesus said it, didn't he? But like
Who's this Jesus person?
that. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. My accent was coming out.
How dare
Um.
you?
But like that quote, I think is just so powerful. Like Steven said, you go for violence, you go for violence, bum bum. It's like, man, oh man.
Well, I mean, and if someone slaps your right cheek, give them your left. I mean, a lot of stuff, but it takes. I was gonna say balls, but I'll say balls. It takes balls. It takes guts for what he did to walk into violence and know you're about to get hit. The people walking up to those sticks, boom, and being
I will
beaten
say
down.
that acting was terrible though. Ah! Like I was just like, what is this? The Wizard of Oz? I'm melting.
Hey, now don't you dare say
They were
bad acting and Margaret
they
Hamilton
were
in the same breath.
they were
How dare you?
terrible.
I'm saying, what a
No, but
world! What a
that
world!
scene was very special though. I agree. I like that
Oh
scene.
God, yeah.
All right.
What a world! What a world!
I do think, and this is maybe where my history mind always comes in everything. I really do think if World War II wasn't going on, that Great Britain may have been more willing to like meet with him sooner to end it, and because I think they realized they were losing because like all empires eventually they stretch themselves too thin and they eventually collapse. And so I do think that World War II did play a part, and they didn't bring it up, but I do think that World War II played a part because they needed troops elsewhere. We didn't need to deal with this, probably in their opinion, this mosquito. Basically, let's just go ahead and give them what they want. Do you guys think that World War II played a role in any way?
I mean, the reason that they would keep India is one for resources and two manpower. Like, and the Greater India was the biggest recruitment for the British military. So without India, Britain probably would not have won that war because of the military troops that they pulled from India. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think I don't have this view of the British just giving up India unless they had to. Like, I don't think they would have been stretched too thin.
yeah.
If they would have had, if World War II didn't happen, I think Britain would have kept ruling India until like Hong Kong situation.
Yeah, like it would have eventually probably been freed, but I do think that maybe maybe they were less, I don't know, maybe they were less diplomatic because it felt like they were like, all right, fine, bring him in, let's have a talk. He's not going away. That's just my opinion. Steven, you have
Hey,
an
Mr.
opinion on it, or
Kent.
do you?
No, I don't. I don't really. I don't know why, but
Okay. Isn't it
wow,
crazy though that it's always the people who are peaceful are the ones that get
shot.
assassinated?
Of course, of course,
Like that's why it's like
of
it's
course.
crazy why it's like he's surrounded by peace basically his whole life and he gets assassinated. It's like MLK assassinated. It's like Mandela. Well, he didn't get assassinated, but you know what I mean.
What?
Like just people
What?
like that, like Gandhi and
Mm-hmm.
people like that.
Gandhi.
It's just it's crazy. It's just yeah, it's yeah. Anyway,
It's Mr. Gandhi. Hello, Mr. Gandhi.
I also appreciate the small details in the movie where he loses his teeth throughout the movie, which is what
Oh
happens obviously to him because it's very similar to if you ever seen the John Adams HBO series
yeah. Mm-hmm.
where Paul Giamatti his teeth slowly rot after every episode because that's what happened to John Adams' teeth. I love that detail like that kind of stuff.
Mm. Well, dentistry was
Ugh.
not very forward thinking.
Yeah,
So
but I say it was your butcher, right?
I think it was your
um,
barber.
that was your barber. Yeah. All right. Did you guys like the movie, James? I'll
I
start
loved
with
it.
you
I
because
thought.
you were the
I'm
last
sorry.
one to watch it.
Sorry. Yeah,
No,
go
you're good,
ahead.
Steven. James, did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Like, I'm never gonna watch it again, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was it. I had such like bad expectations for this. Like, I thought it was going to be terrible, but no, it actually turned out to be a pretty good film, and I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Steven, you were saying you
I
loved it?
loved I loved it. I really did. I was impressed by it. I mean, sure, it could be less than 3 hours, maybe
But
at
the
some
pacing
point.
didn't. That's what I was telling James. The pacing felt right,
Yeah,
and
but
may
still,
and
there's it
maybe
for
and
a three
maybe
hour.
it's because I view Gandhi as like the slow walker, being slow everywhere. Like maybe that's why.
The only movie I've ever seen that was long that I felt the reason for its longness, it had a point in the movie was the Truman Capote movie about In Cold Blood. What was that called? Was it called
I
Capote?
don't
Capote.
Capote, yeah.
Because you get the sense in that movie that he's waiting for this prisoner who he's really much in love with, and they become good friends, to die so he can write the book. So
Mm.
he really has this very and he's just it's taking forever. So the movie keeps going on, and you're like, just get to the point where he dies. Just get to the point where they kill him. And that's what he was feeling too. Like
Oh
a lot
yes,
of
it's
the same thing of just get, and he didn't want to feel that, but just get to the point where they get in the chair and it's over and I write the damn book. You know what I mean? Which made him a star, which I'm
mm.
sure did not was he was horribly guilty about. But I don't think there's really a reason to have a 3 hour movie. I don't care. I think you can cut things. I think you can make different kind of moments, but 3 hours, it's just what we're used to. We're used to a 2 hour experience. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we're used to. That's what we've come for. 3 hours, even with an intermission, I don't care. And we don't get the intermission. We get a little things as intermission.
And
We
then it
don't
starts, but yeah, yeah.
I have to say this: when I went to see Gone with the Wind with my father, okay, because I loved Gone with the Wind. I was a kid. They played at the Tennessee Theater.
No
This tells you
cussing.
everything you need to know
Don't
about
cuss. What are you about to say? I know you're
I
gonna
won't.
say it, but don't cuss on it.
So we're watching Gone with the Wind. So here comes, as God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again. Da 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 da. The curtains come down. My father grabs his coat. I said, "Where are you going?" He goes, "It's over, right?" He goes, "It's intermission." Damn it! He goes, I can't. There's another whole movie. Yeah, there's another whole movie. I'm not going to sit here and watch this. I am out of here. I was like, okay, fine. He said, I'll be outside for you waiting in the car. I cannot. I was like, fine, fine. I said, now you know how I feel. Well, these damn football games all
At
the
least he
time.
at least he
What's my
tried.
mind? It was like, I can't. He was so pissed. Damn it.
So
Are you
I,
kidding
I
me?
think I'm in between Steven and James. I liked it probably more than James, but I didn't love it as well. I'll never watch it again. But it was good because I got to see Gandhi's life. I didn't know I knew about Gandhi, but I didn't know anything about him other than he's like a monk. Basically, is kind of how I viewed him. He's like oh, that's Mother Teresa type. I kind of just put that in my head. They're the same like type of people, whatever. Um, Okay, big question. Did you guys think it deserved to win? Before you said tell it, let me give you we're gonna go. I know there's more that good movies during this time period, but I'm just gonna go off the ones that were nominated. So for reference, Gandhi got an 8.0, E.T. got a 7.9, Tootsie got a 7. This is IMDb. Tootsie got a 7.4, The Verdicts got 7.7, and Missing got a 7.7. Now you guys can obviously give me ones that aren't on this list because there's 80s were full of good movies. So James, I'll start with
Sophie's
you
Choice.
first.
Oh,
Tell me
God.
what did you think deserved to win? And is it Gandhi or was it something else?
And I get why Gandhi won. I get it. It's a solid Academy Award movie. I don't know if I'm being remotely objective here, but I think ET should have won. Like that movie has just so endear my heart. Like I grew up watching that movie, and then like I cannot do ET not phone home. Like I have to go with it. Like, but that I'm not saying objectively. I don't even think ET is probably the better made movie.
Yeah.
However, it's just in my heart. Like ET should have won. But
So did Richard Attenborough. So Richard Attenborough thought the same thing.
oh
He
well,
he
me and
won.
him agree.
Is this
Yeah.
David Attenborough's brother?
I don't know.
The famous like narrator for
I guess
documentaries?
probably.
It
Who
probably
knows?
is because he's British. Steven, what did you think deserved to win?
I'm just gonna say this. This year we get Tootsie.
It was
We
good.
get The Verdict. We get E.T. We get Das Boot. We get Sophie's Choice. We get Victor Victoria. We get The World According to Garp. We get Officer and a Gentleman. This is a year and Sophie's Choice not nominated. Victor Victoria not nominated for best movie. Like, these are incredible movies. And I'll also say this: this is the year where I think, and a lot of people don't agree with me, we get Victor Victoria, Tootsie, and World According to Garp. World According to Garp has the first trans character in a movie, and it brilliantly played by John Lithgow. Played with concern and real unique. A he's a symbol for trans people in this movie. Just incredible. It taken seriously, and we get Victor Victoria, a woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman, and we get a gay character as her best friend in this movie. We get Tootsie, where he dresses up as a woman. There are all these gender bending gay things, and then this is also 1982 when AIDS hits. So it feels like to me that we're getting sort of forward thinking on being gay and having gay people in our communities. And then AIDS takes it all away. People always think, and everything I've ever read says it's the opposite, that we move forward with gay rights with AIDS. I think just the opposite. I think if we had had no AIDS, A, we'd have a lot better movies because all the people died. But B, we would have pushed forward in this thinking. I mean, those are movies that are very forward thinking for 2026, much less 1982. So I just had to put that in there because this is a year chock full of incredible movies. I mean, Sophie's Choice doesn't get nominated for Best Picture. What? I mean, but in all of that said, I'm gonna go for Gandhi. I'm gonna go for Gandhi. I loved it. I think it's really well done.
Yeah,
with a close personal second as E.T. because it just changed film.
I'm very torn because I think culturally E.T. has had a bigger impact. Because like James said, if you say Phone Home or E.T., someone in the crowd is gonna say it.
Or Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. If you say Mahat in a crowd, someone might say Gandhi. Someone might say bless you.
Gandhi.
So I'm going to go with Steven. I agree. I think Gandhi deserved to win because it is just that good. But I think culturally, E.T., because I'm trying to judge it the year it came out, because we didn't know 50 years down the road or 40 years down the road that people were still going to be watching E.T. and quoting it like they do. So I think Gandhi deserved to win too. I tend to agree.
I remember how hot E.T. was when it came. I remember talking to my aunt. People were just fascinated with going to see this movie. People were talking about it everywhere when it came out. I mean, it was the topic. Have you seen E.T.? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? People just loved it. And I also love that Drew Barrymore has said that when they take a lunch, Drew Barrymore, the actress, would walk up to E.T. and try to talk to it. And so he thought it was real. So Steven Spielberg had puppeteers stay in the E.T. thing.
Oh my God!
So she could talk to it while she was on lunch. So because she believed it so much.
Because she was real young, wasn't she?
Oh, she was a kid. She's like 5, 6.
Yeah, so it's like
So she would come talk to it, and he had people hired to stay.
That's probably why. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Well, if you made it this far, we thank you. We have 2 things to give out, and then or 1 thing to give out award, and then we'll move on to our Oscar winner for next week.
Can't breathe.
First, James, give us your Duck Award.
Oh God.
Okay, there was a lot of profound lines in this movie, that are great, but I think one of the lines that I just found fantastically funny is he was towards the end of the movie, he was getting helped up by his grand nieces and nephews, and he says, I'm your granduncle, but I'm your granduncle. I can still walk I can still walk either of you into the ground. I don't need to be pampered this way.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite line.
Because it's true, because he literally walked everywhere. That man,
like that man, I may be like 70 years old, but I can still walk you into the ground, little whippersnapper. That line just,
I feel like that's like every old person nowadays. Like, I don't care, I will still outwork you. They feel because they have a better work ethic most of the time.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, if you made this far, please do like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. I think now we're gonna pull up our wheel and pick next week's movie, so stay tuned. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen.
Oh God, here we go. Hold on, everybody. Holby.
Share. All right.
Oh, here we are. Oh, please. Oh, darling. Oh, sweetie. Oh,
I never look until it's announced. We are watching An American in Paris, 1951.
I've never seen this.
I have. It's pretty good.
Wow.
James, have you seen it?
I don't remember if I've seen it or not. It might be one of those movies I'll watch. I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's Gene Kelly, so it's like Steven said, so it's pretty like you'll probably recognize like some of the scenes in it or whatnot. It's like for whatever reason, I get this and Roman Holiday mixed up. I know I shouldn't, but like in my head, I just can't get it. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
One's black and white, one's in color.
I know they have nothing in common. Just for some reason in my head, I cannot like. I know I'm crazy. Trust me.
One has him dancing with Tom and Jerry or whatever, and
I know. Just in my for whatever reason, I'm like, I can't. Yeah, Steven, I don't see color. Okay.
Really? What is it? What is it? Ted Knight's character says when Chuckles the Clown dies. I was prejudiced against him because his skin was different colors than mine. Because he was a clown.
All right, y'all.
Colors than mine.
Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in this week. Next week we will be back with An American in Paris, which is kind of fitting because we're getting closer to 4th of July. So, without further ado, this is Chicago Cinephiles Podcast signing out.